Now that's German. You're allowed to use the consonants, okay? This is from the Eichendorff songbook, one of the smaller songbooks that Wolf wrote. I think there are only about 20 songs in the whole songbook. And very uncharacteristically for Hugo Wolf, this is a strophic song. Usually he doesn't like that form of using the same music 2 verses in a row. There are a few changes, as you know, but mostly it sounds like verse 1 and verse 2. oh, come. I think you sang a C sharp there instead of a D sharp. Am I right? Or instead of a D on the word O.
Okay.
So it jumps up a third. Great. And all you hear is dum, ba, bum, com. Yeah, right. Okay, cool. Do you trust him? Please go over there, Brennan.
I will try.
Do you trust him to come in, to go out?
Yeah, I do.
You're retarding every time he's about to enter. That says to me, you don't trust him. You don't think that Brennan can listen to 5 bars of music and come in on time? He could forget the words, remember them, forget them again, and still come in on time. Okay? Seriously, pianists, you start to retard before singers' entrances when the composer doesn't ask you to.
Yeah,
it's one thing if the composer asks you to, but if you start that, you are really going to create a monster. Because that means why should he step up to the plate and be responsible to come in? He'll just wait till a retard. So you're the forest murmurs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so forest murmurs don't know anything about Brennan, they just murmur. Now trust him, make him responsible. And he breathes and joins you. Right, so that is just a whole other feeling for me. I don't know whether it translates out there, but if Wolf only did 2 things in his career, first of all, he made the German language leap off the page in the songs. But the second thing he did was to fuse piano and voice together in a way that very few people have done. Wagner does that with voice and orchestra in all his operas. But so if we separate ourselves by doing it's da-da-da-da-da-da, bum, I'm making fun of you, I'm sorry, but...
No, it's just one thing a bit for the to come from the blues.
So but he was on time.
Yeah.
He said he wanted to make sure that the consonant was before the beat, fine. He hears the rhythm. He knows that there's no any other way to do it. He comes in and everything's fine.
Yeah.
Okay? So, tell me about this song. Is this sexy?
Very appealing.
But you don't buy sexy. You don't buy sensuous. We're talking about flowers opening in the forest. We talk about young limbs, red mouths and white arms.
I guess.
I mean that. This is not a seed catalog with what's growing there. This is. I think Wolf has made this a supremely chromatic song. I mean, he has an accidental practica on every single note, and that ups the ante of how sensuous this is. If you don't like sexy, let's just go with sensuous. And to the extent that it eventually equates death and love, just like Tristan and Isolde, that we're dying of love wounds here, But these are the kind of love wounds we want to have, right? So I need you to taste this thing, put perfume out there, flavors out there. Kennst die Blume du entsprossen von den glänzten Grund, yeah. And you're singing to someone that you want to get here with you, right? So can you make it impossible for that person to resist? Resistance is futile, okay? And it's because of what you do. You are a poster child for where that person should be. Let's do this. From the beginning, please. And what is playing this little thing? English horn?
Yeah.
Great. And if the English horn could have words, it would say, get here. Okay, get into my forest. Let's be together. We can do things in this forest that we wouldn't dream of doing in the city. Okay? This is being videoed. I hope I didn't trespass. I promise him or her everything. Insist. Reel us in with your words. And what else? Inviting, please. What else? When we dip down into chest voice for that cadence, great. Can we use the word im? Is im a beautiful word? Wie du so oft im Traum. The M is just like, wow. Okay? Yes. Wie du oft im Traum. Could we do the first wie du oft? Where is that? Right there.
Wie du so oft im Traum.
No, you're not singing im like it has an I and an M, and you're just kind of talking it. Okay. Why should I come in the forest if you're going to talk?
Wie du so oft im Traum gedacht, wie du so oft im Traum.
Yeah. That person is still not here. You're going to have to up the ante and get that person here. Let's talk about flowers and how sensuous they are when they open up, you know?
Kennst die Blume du entsprossen in dem Mond verglänzten Grund. Aus der Knospe halb beschlossen.
Wow.
Von der Glieder Blumen sprossen, weiße Arme, roter Mut.
Let's go.
Und die Nachtigallen schlagen und rezept es an zu klagen.
Here it is.
Ach, vor Liebe Todeswut, von versunken schönen Tagen. Komm zum stillen Grund.
Okay, terrific. A lot more going on in terms of how the words are being said. I feel there's much more unity, of less self-indulgence, if I may say that. Okay, now there are two phrases left, and it's baby German, komm, komm, okay? In other words, get here, right? So there are no high notes left, there are no low notes left, there are no loud notes left, and it has to get hotter now than it has been for the whole song. How are you going to do that? In fact, the next to the last phrase is higher than the last phrase, and still the last phrase has to be hotter then the next to the last phrase. And I don't know where you guys get hot from. I don't know what is intensity. If they could sell it on 57th Street, I'm sure they would. Yeah, right, exactly. But I know that that's the job of the end of this song, that it can't sound pale compared to the rest of the song, you know? So you're at the door of the forest, you're about to disappear into the forest. Imagine that person is like, what am I doing standing here? You know, let's see if we can up the expression at the end, okay? Let's do dee 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 dee, come, come, okay? Now, make it happen. Hang in there. And where's Brennan? He's not here anymore. Yeah, you might even experiment with softer on the last phrase if you dare. But I think that's the hardest thing in the whole song, is to get lower and softer and hotter. That is really hard. Okay?